am here with Sean. How's it going tonight, Sean?
Howdy, howdy. Doing all right.
Okay, excellent. So, like I said, this is game 3. This is the last game of the first round, and I think Jim is the overall favorite here, given his experience with the game. I don't know how many people know, but he was one of the first play testers when I first started designing it, like 2 years ago now.
And Jim is Cypher?
Jim is Cypher, yes.
Right.
He goes by Jim ZealotMaster on the channel. Okay, so let me just send them a message that we are ready to go. And I will switch to the game view. Okay, I know Jim's been trying to play a pretty aggressive game these days. So we'll see if he sticks with that. Jim is playing white.
That's how my game with Primordial Secrets went. He was their name.
But Garth?
Garth, yeah.
He was playing aggressive?
We both were, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I got a Pyre token so I could use a market card, not to get the Pyre point.
Yep. That's what people do a lot of the times. They want that Pyre token just for the free action it gives, not necessarily because they're going for the Pyre win. Okay, so it looks like Jim is going to get the first choice. I think he rolled a 17, and has Giga rolled yet?
I'm not sure.
It looks like Giga is reading the rules. Let me see if I can take a look at what he's looking at here. He is looking at the setup. I think he's missing the fact that there is a draft in the back. I had included the draft rules in the tournament rules. I don't know if either of them actually read it.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely in there. It's a last page on the notebook. I found it when I was playing with Garth.
Yes. I'm just sending a message to Jim right now. Just letting him know where to look. And yes, it looks like Jim has found the draft rules. Okay. Let's going to broaden our view, see. All right, it looks like Jim is going for the general. Pretty safe opening. General's pretty flexible, not quite as powerful as the other ones, but kind of an all-arounder.
General a lot. I think I've only played General, actually. Just because of that, he's pretty easy to work with.
Yeah, the easiest to activate the units with, but the effects aren't quite as impactful as the Spymaster or the High Priest.
Yeah, I felt the effects of the Spymaster last I played. I'm glad that you prevented stun locks from being a thing, but I got just about as close as you can get to being stun locked. That was a good time. My poor general.
Oh, I take it back. It looks like Giga is going for the general, and Jim is going for the Spymaster. And the wizard. I'll now take that gray dot off the screen that's been hovering there for the past 5 minutes. Because I forgot to choose a color.
Okay, wizard on the far end. I did that in my last match, and I forgot about Wizard's teleport or Astral Gate ability, and I had him too far away to utilize it very well. So let's see if Jim keeps that in mind.
Yeah, but it's a good position if you want to use the range attacks. Particularly if he's going for maybe to counter maybe a ranger at A6. That will keep it in check. And also it's out of the center, so it's not quite as vulnerable to attack.
Yeah. No, it's definitely good to keep it out. Just need to keep allies in the zone just in case that market card comes up.
Yep.
We'll see how it goes. We got the standard barrier.
Oh, okay. One of the later units introduced to the game that's in the tournament. It's I think it's a pretty decent pairing with the general. Hopefully he can use it to get a lot of the empowered actions out.
The ranger.
Yep.
And of course, Jim the ZealotMaster.
Yep.
The zealot.
Not a surprise. The ZealotMaster can be really nasty with the wizard if you can get it set up properly. And I do think the ranger is a good pairing with the standard bearer. Both looking to be going very aggressive.
We're waiting on Jim to pick a second. Oh, there we go.
Shapeshifter.
Okay.
Pretty flexible unit.
Yeah, I think the Shapeshifter is really cool, and I'm probably going to use it the next time I play, if it isn't chosen.
Yeah, I've done some work on it. It was a little bit underpowered, but I think my recent change to let it refresh its form on a move makes it a little bit more viable, rather than having to wait for the next round. And of course, can pair very nicely with the Zealot. If you get the bear out with the Zealot, that's a 3 damage attack that you can get off. And just so people can see what the abilities are. Standard bearer giving off stars to allow the impaired actions. The ranger good at range and can ignore line of sight. The ranger with a slightly longer range but cannot ignore line of sight. But its damage is unpreventable, so it cannot be tanked by the soldier. Which nobody has picked yet. So I think we are on Giga's last picks. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See how aggressive he chooses to finish the team.
Yeah, it's a pretty flexible team he's gotten so far. I think there's a lot of good options he can go with here.
Yeah, he's got his damage covered with the ranger and the general together, and they're close, so general's probably going to be activating the ranger at some point.
Right, and if he can get the battle standard out with the ranger, the general activating the ranger, it gets its empowered attack. So that can be a pretty good combination. Looks like Giga is really pondering these last choices.
It's important he's up against the ZealotMaster. Gotta be
Yes.
careful.
Yeah, I have never seen anyone abuse the Zealot's power the way Cypher has.
Soldier, solid pick. I think I've also played the soldier every time I've played.
That's the knight, but yes.
Knight, that's what I meant. Yeah, I think it is a good unit.
If for no other reason to deny to Jim, so he doesn't have all that's done on his side. The Spy Master plus the Knight is a pretty scary combination.
Yeah, it's got decent bulk, and yeah, the stun is very good, and its unique abilities are really nice. Being able to move around a lot as a melee unit is very important.
Yep, gets that little tempo benefit from being able to move and attack as long as it's in the line of movement.
Yeah. One more before switching
Just
the last pick off to Jim.
take a look at the abilities of the different shapeshifter forms while Giga's picking his last unit.
So the bear is plus damage, and the bird, the eagle, I think,
The
is
Hawk.
faster. Hawk. Oh, here they are.
Yeah, it can basically any movement icon, it can turn into a jump with unlimited range. So it can traverse the board incredibly quickly. Okay, we'll zoom in on the knight's ability. So it can attack in the direction of movement. And with an empowered attack, it can stun the target, which will take it out of play for a turn. Okay, it looks like he's looking at the soldier right now. With the
Does
level
the
of...
wizard splash damage hit the soldier's shield, or does it go straight to the health?
No, because you'll notice on the card, all damage done by the wizard is unpreventable. So the
Oh,
soldier
so even
can't
its
attack it.
normal attacks just go straight through it.
Yep.
Alright.
But given the amount of damage Jim on his side, the soldier might not be a bad choice.
There it is.
Nope, he did go soldier. Okay. Let's hope he uses the soldier more effectively than I did in my last game. I drafted it and never got it into position. Well, Jim has the life leech. He's a pretty new fan of the life leech these days. I think he's discovered how potent it is. This is an enormous amount of damage Jim has on his side of the board.
I agree, Jim. It is very potent. You know how I feel about the life leech.
Yes.
It's just a good unit.
It hasn't been overpowered, but I think it's also found a new fan base lately.
Oh?
Yes, it's becoming a more popular pick. I know Garth likes the life leech. Primordial. Jim is starting to like the life leech, so maybe this tournament will show it does need to be toned down. It just wasn't being picked enough for its power to be obvious.
Yeah, that happened in my game. But we'll see. It definitely does take time to build up its power. So if Giga can get the Ranger to take it out, or at least get it to a scary amount of low health to make Jim afraid of pushing it forward, that could help. But he'll have to be doing it early on. But we'll
That's
see how it goes.
absolutely a strategy, and again, the soldier would be very useful for tanking the life leech damage.
Mm-hmm.
So he does answers, and of course the knight can stun it. So he's not without any answers to it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like the board is set up. Giga has drawn his 5 cards. But it looks like he's forgotten to choose his free tactic. So he's putting his cards back on the deck. Yeah, this first choice of tactic really dictates so much of your strategy in the first round of the game.
Yeah, definitely. I usually try to pick something. If I get like a leader card, I'll try to go with one of those because the general is who I always play, and so it's a pretty versatile option.
Yeah, the
Good
jungle
power
guard, the
equipment
jungle's cards are
too.
very, again, they go with his theme of being pretty all around useful, whereas the spy masters are a bit more situational, but
Yeah,
again, pretty scary if played
yeah, yeah.
effectively. Jim has chosen wolf form for his shapeshifter, which will let him, after an empowered move or jump, to immediately attack, again, getting that little bit of a tempo advantage.
With the first pirate card.
Okay. Ooh, it's a busy one. A little bit of everything on there. So we have a total of 2, 4, 5, 6, 9 points on this pyre.
Hmm.
That's 9 points worth of control, not 9 actual control points.
Yeah, yeah. That is a busy one.
Yep. Having that life point right next to the wizard is pretty nice. If you can get that extra health out of it. Same for the ranger, of course.
And Zealot as well could get that extra health to use its passive even more.
Yep,
Either one
absolutely.
could definitely benefit pretty greatly from that.
Yeah, definitely. Life is damage with the zealot, so another good target to focus down. Every life point you take away from the zealot is one less point of damage your opponent can do with it. Again, the zealot being able to sacrifice life in order to increase a friendly unit's damage that's next to it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take damage, not sacrifice life. Okay, Giga is opening. Oh, with the plant the flag, he is putting the battle standard down right away. And using the jump to grab a flag space. And he is pondering. Is he pondering the standards position, or is that just a tabletop simulator artifact?
No, his mouse is still holding it.
Yeah.
Still thinking about it. This would block his general in, but also kind of keep it safe. The wizard would be really all it has to worry about, unless the shapeshifter turns into eagle.
Yeah.
But if it did, I think he's got enough around it to protect it. The forward position would give it more mobility.
Yep. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking D5. Yep. That seems to be the place to put it. Nice and close to the center. It's going to have maximum coverage.
And with 3 of Jim's units being melee units, the 2 spaces now in the middle being taken up is going to be pretty impactful. The ranger's going to be able to use that.
Yep, that's very true. And the ranger is now going to be covering that card draw space on C4.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing will be able to counter back from that space. And again, with the standard there, every attack from the ranger on that one C4 is going to be empowered, doing double damage.
Oh. So he's off to a good start.
Yeah, I think that was a
This
pretty
is
strong opening.
a great way to open up. Yeah. Let me see how Jim answers.
Okay. All right, with a standard maneuver, that gives the knight moves to whatever unit he wants. Brings his wizard up onto an energy space, putting his wizard forward. That's pretty bold. Ooh, and an evasive shot from the ranger. He's going to have to move the ranger before shooting, though. Oh, but I see if he takes that energy space at E5, he would have a clear shot on the wizard.
Yeah, putting it down to 1 health, and then the knight's in position to take it out.
Yep. And then the ranger will stealth. So.
Mm-hmm. And the zealot's going to have to reposition to get.
Oh, is he going for the zealot?
Oh.
Oh, he's going for the life leech.
Oh.
Yeah, well, like
Oh,
talked
he's
about earlier.
reconsidering. He's reconsidering.
Oh, it would. The life leech is not a bad option either. Before it gets the ball rolling, it would be a.
It seems he's
Get that
torn.
damage going. Yeah.
You know,
Initiative or energy?
they're both good options.
And they hit the wizard or the leech. Yeah, either works.
All right,
Yeah,
looks like he's
I
probably
think
settling on the wizard.
this will be good. That'll
Yep,
put
the
it down
wizard's
to 1 health, and
taking
the
2
knight
damage.
will be able to take it out if he's got a maneuver for it.
I think Giga's playing very carefully. I know most of the tournament participants are a little bit nervous going up against Cypher. Okay. Oh, very effective attack from the wizard. Attacking the knight and then splashing onto the general, the standard bearer, and the soldier.
Would it not splash the ranger?
Oh, and the ranger too. I take it. It's splashing everybody.
So the knight would take. I assume he's going to power it up with the zealot. So the knight takes 2 and everything else takes 1.
That's what I'm thinking. And that's the kind of thing you need to be aware of that. Yep, there we go.
So
looks like Jim is explaining just how brutal that move was. And just as well, because honestly, it looks like the wizard is probably not going to live another round.
Yeah, 6 damage in 1
Yeah.
turn. Oh man.
But as long as Giga has that diagonal attack, he can take the wizard out on his next.
Yeah. Or he can either hit with the ranger again or run the knight up.
Yep.
And the knight can take that control space.
Oh,
that's not a control space, but
the card draw. Yeah, that's a good move actually. I think you're right. If he's got that forward motion card. And is that what he's doing? You called it. There we go. First blood has been drawn. Yeah. Strong move. All right. He's left Jim pondering his options.
He's got to reconsider now. That probably expected to get, or initially maybe before the ranger pulled up, planned on getting 2 of the wizard splash damage attacks, but
yep. It's also possible Jim was expecting that move and just figured he'd get that splash damage off before the knight takes him out.
now the ranger is pretty separated from the rest of the team, and I think if the life leech can go forward, it can put pressure on the ranger. It might be good. So it's still untouched.
Oh, he's got an adapt.
Oh, and he's got the wolf attack, yeah.
But it's in shape, and adapt is going to let him ready any form he wants on the shapeshifter. So I'm thinking he's probably going to go for bear. Oh, he's sticking with wolf. Okay. Interesting. It does give him that movement flexibility, and he is in the ranger's face right now, so the ranger can't do the 2 damage attack on him. And the shapeshifter is also pretty tanky, so with 5 health.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yep.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, I buffed it up slightly. I just felt it needed to be able to. It was very hard to get all the combos off at 4 health.
Yeah.
And none of its abilities are amazing. It's just that they're all flexible. It's just the flexibility.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the shapeshifter is a really interesting unit. I like. This is a good utilization of the wolf form. And again, with the map positioning, unless the flag gets repositioned, which I don't think he should.
Well, the flag. Yep, the flag is going to go to. Yeah, I mean, oh, you mean the standard?
Yeah.
I don't think he will. No.
Yeah, it's in a good spot until the ranger is knocked out. The wolf is cut off from the rest of the team. Or it could go for the knight.
He also may be good fine. He also want to hold that initiative spot so he gets first move next round.
Yeah.
And the shapeshifter's a pretty solid choice for that.
He's got a lot of options from here.
But then I think if he was planning on holding it, I think he would have chosen bear over wolf. But again, a lot depends on the tactic card he's got in his hand, which we don't know.
Mm.
All right, that's got Giga thinking, apparently. Okay, so Giga is answering with a maneuver. He is moving his knight up. And I assume he's going to, yep, he's going to pop a Zealot one. Grab that energy space. Makes me wonder what his last maneuver is, because giving up that card draw is a rough one. Oh, yes, and he stuns the Zealot with his empowered move. Yep, this battle stand is really nasty with the knight. Oh, here we go. A stolen plans.
Yeah, now we get the
Stuns the
spy master
ranger.
into the action.
It's dead? Oh, yes, it would be dead. That's right. That would be the third hit. One from the splash, one from the adapt, and then the third from the stolen plans. That was a really nice setup he had there.
Yeah. And the knight is in a really scary position now.
Yep. I'd say this has been a pretty strong round for both of them.
Yeah. Been a lot of back and forth. No downtime, really.
Okay, he's playing the standard maneuver, putting his general on the life control space. I think that's probably not a bad idea. So right now, Giga has 2, 3, 4 points of control to Jim's 1. All right. Is Jim going to play his last tactic, or is he going to hold it for next round? I'm guessing he's going to hold it. Yep. And he is playing Inspiration, which is going to let him jump over. All right. He's not going to get to activate any of his units, which he normally would because he didn't jump over any, but it does get him that card draw.
Yeah.
Which will help offset Giga's, control token.
Mm-hmm. And the big, I think Giga had a really good position at the start of this, and I think Jim's done a pretty good job of at least evening it out, or
Yep.
even turning it in his favor. This is definitely not nearly as one-sided as it was.
Agreed. Plus, keeping in mind the Pyre is going to be moving to C5 next round. It's actually pretty good for. Actually, both of them are in a pretty good position for the next Pyre.
Yeah. That wizard splash damage at the beginning is really gonna. That's really coming in handy. That initial damage is already looking really scary.
Absolutely. All right, so now they're drawing. Oh, and Jim got initiative too, which is going to be a good thing for him right now, I think.
Yeah.
So between the card draw and the initiative, I don't know. It's hard for me to say who's in a better position right now. Jim's got 4 energy. Giga has 5, which gives him a few more options. I'm assuming they're both going to bring their units back. But again, Jim has the initiative, so he has to decide first. Wizard's coming back as expected. Does not appear Jim increased the Wizard's recruit cost when it got killed. So that should cost him 2 to bring back. All right, he's buying 1 card. So it should be a total cost of 3. Yep. All right, he needs to increase that recruit cost on his Wizard. Let me just send a quick message.
And the Ranger's coming back. That's good.
Yeah, I don't think he really has a choice.
Yeah, the Knight's in really dangerous spot, and the Soldier's with 2 health down, and it doesn't have the shield right now.
Right.
Soldier's not exactly in the best spot either.
Okay, there we
And
go.
the
He's up
Zealots
the Wizard's
has
recruit
3
cost.
left. There we go.
Okay, he's reminding me that he paid it, but it still needs to reflect on the recruit cost next round. Okay. Okay, so it looks like, Giga can afford 2 cards. Let's see if he buys them. That would give him 3 tactics and a control token. Meaning he'd get to play 1 for free, so if I were him, I'd be tempted to buy both. Okay. Meanwhile, Jim is preparing the board for next round. Nope. He's taking the wrong thing.
Yeah, by the way, it goes right there. Yeah, we made that same mistake when we played.
Yeah, that's why I put the big arrow on there, but I understand they look very similar. It's probably need to change that design a little bit. Oh, it's a morning pyre, which means there's going to be some pushing at the end of next round. And the pyre will be at e5 next round. Still on Giga's side of the board. And once again, a very busy pyre.
Oh, yeah. 8 control points.
Yep.
Or whatever the locations, pyre locations.
Yeah. Possibly a terminology change is needed.
Oh, no, I just need to learn.
Well, no, control points happens to mean both the locations and the points you get from it. I think that's actually a bit of a terminology problem I need to address. So there are 8 strategic locations on the board.
Strategic locations, there we go. That's
and
good. That works.
With 2, 4, 8, 9 points of control to fight over. Okay, and Jim is going to have the initiative this round. Looks like Cypher is still trying to figure out which cards he wants to buy.
Units can walk on where the pyre will be, right?
Yes.
But they'll just get pushed when it moves.
And damaged.
Yeah. Yeah, the Pyre and the Flag are still in I think, a good position
Yep,
for Giga.
I think
The
so.
General can move to that health bonus space. And he
Although
could go for a Pyre win.
he could. Although Jim does have his Zealot on a flag right now.
Yeah,
But the Zealot is down to, it has 2 damage on it already.
mm-hmm.
Although he does get that, Jim does have that 6th card in hand, thanks to being on the card draw space last round, which is now blocked by the standard. So that's going to be a bit of a challenge unless it moves or the standard bearer gets eliminated. Yep, he's looking at the Spymaster's ability, it looks like. Is he planning some Spymaster shenanigans? He's not in position to get a stolen plans off and draw the card draw because of the shapeshifter on E4 and the Zealot on C4, and he's already used his orthogonal stolen plans. So he might have a diagonal in hand. Okay, he's doing a maneuver. He played that on his shapeshifter. I suspect he's opening himself up for stolen plans. Oh, he's using the wolf form to move and then attack the knight.
And is he going to boost it with the Zealot?
I'm still guessing bear. He's going to switch to right now.
Oh, yeah, that would be good. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so on his next move, and it doesn't need to be empowered, he can refresh that token. Giga is opening with a tactic. Harass.
Oh, this
Oof.
is a good one.
With the battle standard, that is going to be brutal.
Okay, let's see how this goes.
Ooh, is Jim gonna lose his first game of the tournament?
One, and the bear. And then
Zealot, maybe? And then another one on the Zealot, I'm guessing?
I would do the Zealot, certainly.
Yeah, he's torn, but I agree with you. I would do the Zealot.
He also might just be picking where he wants to put his Ranger.
Well,
He might have already decided the Zealot.
but that changes who he attacks since it has to be straight line.
Yeah.
I mean, from that position, the only one he can attack is a shapeshifter. The standard bear is definitely one I'm looking at closely. It hasn't seen a lot of play until recently. I think it is quite powerful.
I think, yeah, this is a good spot. Oh?
Oh. How many times did he move? Was that 3?
That's a third?
Yeah, but Thras gives you 3 moves total.
Oh.
Yeah.
Then yeah, that's the one last final damage. It was exactly enough then. It wasn't a range of 2. That's good.
Yeah.
And now it's still in a good spot. It can start hitting the Spymaster.
Yep.
But not that he necessarily needs to. I think he's in a good position to go for the pirate. Oh, he might be setting up to get ready to fight the wizard with the ranger.
That's true. Oh, Jim is pulling out his tactic and burst, everyone's favorite from the life leech. That's going to be setting up. He might be sorry he did not go after the life leech.
Wow. Oh, wow, that's good. And now it's got 3 tokens.
Yep. And we don't know what his last tactic is, but that is going to be scary. He might be going after... If I were him at this point, I'd be going after the standard bearer. I think that's the biggest threat on the board. Looks like Giga is reading that card, possibly in disbelief.
Yeah.
Although after his brutal harass from the last round, I don't think he has anything to complain about.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. 3 tokens on the leech with no damage on it. All
Now,
right.
if the wizard can get some splash, that's going to be pretty huge.
Yeah, we need to move up 1 space, but
Mm-hmm.
because the ranger is just out of range. I wonder with how much damage this soldier is going to tank here. Even tanking 1 more damage will kill it.
Yeah.
Or is that 2 damage from before? Oh, did he tank already?
It had 2 damage on it before, so if it tanks a single more, then it will be knocked out. Yeah, he hasn't applied the leech damage yet.
Yeah, I suspect Giga is trying to figure out what he wants to do here. Yeah, this just reminds me like a couple of times when I've demoed it at the cons. New players are often saying they didn't really see how anyone would ever lose units and that the game didn't seem aggressive enough.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah?
I think this game is the perfect counterpoint to that.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got the opposite issue in Fighting Monsters where new players think it's too aggressive and they don't see why they wouldn't just attack every turn. And the person who's got the best win rate right now has just built a pretty late game kind of team, and I'm struggling to beat it. I don't know if I have yet.
Yes, that's definitely a game, and that game has a deep learning curve. It's a great game. I remember the first time I played it, I had no idea how to play it well, and I don't think I still do.
Yeah, there's a bit to it. It's simple at first, and then there's a lot of fun little interactions to deal with. All right, so
He's played his
tanked
lead.
with the soldier, took a damage to the bear, and the ranger
Yeah, let's get a better angle
did not
here.
take any because of the soldier.
This could be potentially
Yeah.
devastating. He's got the battle standard on the board, which means everything is going to get an empowered action of some sort.
So the ranger gets a free empowered. It could hit 2 on the spy master. Spy master's already at 4 damage taken.
Yeah, he
Or is
could
that
actually
just
get 2 shots over the
round?
Spy Master if he uses the lead and then he uses the generals an 8. That could be a 4 damage on the Spy. Oh, I think that he just took 4 damage to the Spy Master just now.
Yeah.
From the lead.
Okay. And now, who is doing what with this maneuver?
I think he is. Is he attacking the? Oh, is he attacking the Ranger with his leech?
And he's going to be taking those tokens off to.
I think he's going to one-shot the Ranger.
Yeah. And Jim probably feeling really relieved. The Ranger's been a huge thorn in his side so far.
Yeah, it has. Although, again, I still contend that the reason it's been so dangerous is the standard bearer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But now the standard bearer doesn't have much to support.
That's a good point.
That's one option of dealing with it.
Yes, and with 2 of Giga's units off the board, the soldier and the ranger, that suddenly I think the momentum may have shifted here.
Yeah. And that's the second time the ranger's been knocked out.
Yeah, he's going to have a hard time bringing it back. He needs to increase that recruit cost to 3.
Yeah. Yeah, Jim's definitely pushing the game in his favor, it seems. We'll see what Giga can do. Before we got a couple more turns here in this round, so.
Just remind them to increase the ranger's recruit cost. And there we go.
Okay. He could bring it back if he grabs that corner base and get the 3 energy in between rounds.
Right.
But he might just not bother spending it on the Ranger. Go for more market cards. Tactic cards. Those are the ones.
Yeah, the tactics. We'll see. It's a tough choice.
I set an alarm for 8:45, forgetting that 8:45 for you is 7:45 for me, and it just went off. I even asked you. I was like 8:45 Eastern, right?
Yes.
So then I went and just set it at 8:45 Central. Anyway,
It's
I
easy
laid
to
down.
do.
I was watching some shows, watching the Adventure Time lately. But yeah, I was all comfortable, and then I got the message, and I was like, "Oh man, oops."
That'll teach you to volunteer.
Yeah.
I believe it's Giga's turn, right?
I believe so. Yeah, the Ranger just got taken out. I don't think anything's happened since then.
Yeah. This is why I put this here, so we can easily keep track of whose turn it is. The turn tracker. People always forget to use it. It's pretty new.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, you can just flip that over and it'll point to whose ever turn it is.
Good for spectators. As a player, I understand why they wouldn't.
You know, I forget to use it all the time myself.
You know?
Yeah, it's going to be rough for Giga right now. He really needs to get at least one of Jim's other units off the board. Shapeshifter is closest with only 3 health left. Or the Wizard, of course. Oh, putting pressure on the Spymaster with an attack from the Knight. Up, and it is stunned thanks to the battle standard. Okay, it's pretty effective. It looks like a cipher. Yeah, it looks like someone just pointing out that the battle standard had that effect. Oh, it looks like Jim is very kindly reminding Giga that he's stunned thanks to the battle standard, giving the Knight its empowered attack. Okay, with 2 tactics left, there's definitely still some stuff that Giga could do to put some real pressure on Jim. All right, Jim using the Knight move to get the Life Leech onto that flag. Jim now has 2 points of control to Giga's none.
I think it'd probably be good to use the Knight again this turn, since it's probably going to get knocked out next turn by either the Bear or the Life Leech.
Yeah, the
At least
Knight has 3 damage out of 5 on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the Bear token is still not ready. Life Leech only has 1 token on it. Oh, here we go. Using his maneuver to activate his leader. Looks like he's going for that initiative back. Probably not a bad idea. And probably the only useful is, again, the Knight. Although it can't stun the Spymaster again. It can put some more damage on him. Yep.
Oh, there we go. Yep.
Oh, yep. Yep, and that would be a damage on the life leech, right? Yep.
Good play. Getting as much out of the knight as he can while it's back there.
Yeah, I suspect he really just wants that initiative right now. He's on a bit of a back foot. You don't want to. And also, maybe he might be hoping to top deck a good tactic, and if he gets the initiative, he might be able to really do some damage on that Spy Master. Teleport, one of my favorites. An infinite jump that you can follow up with a move or an attack. Oh, he is reconsidering. He does not want to do that. Maybe.
Oh.
Basic maneuver. Hitting the knight.
Interesting. Well, I guess, yeah, it must have not had a diagonal attack for the shapeshifter.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing. You never quite know what your opponent's options are. Now, Giga does get last play this round. Unless Jim can pull off a stolen plans. Which I don't see how he could do, actually. Again, he only has a diagonal stolen plans left in his deck. I don't see any way he can get his Spy Master in position to get the card draw off of it. Because he would need to end up in the general zone. Yeah, Giga is pondering. This is a tough position. All right, he is just playing a basic maneuver. Stunning that shapeshifter. He really is milking everything he can. Oh, no, he's changed his mind. No. He's going for the health. Oh, okay. I can see that. If he can get his knight up to 6 health, that's a pretty big deal. And now it is 2-2 in terms of control. And there's the teleport. Yeah. Seems he forgot that Jim had revealed that.
He also might have been trying to bait the life leech to spend its other token, but I don't think it probably wouldn't go off of the control point.
No, and you can't spend just one token on the life leech.
Oh, okay.
Unless you have a tactic that lets you. It's true, maybe he was just forcing Jim's hand to get that wizard up there, and maybe he has another plan, because now if he grabs a flag, which he can do, and there you go.
He's not going for the energy, okay.
Well, no, because energy wouldn't give him... Oh, we couldn't, not with that card.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but that gives him another token.
Yeah.
And it gives him initiative.
He's got the 2 tactics, so...
Yep.
That's going to be helpful.
It was a rough round for him, but I think the fact that he lost 3 units is going to really hurt.
Yeah.
And this really is Jim's favorite strategy. He likes to win through attrition.
Yeah. If he can just get 5 more damage though on the Spy Master, but Spy Master is in a pretty good spot, pretty cut off from everyone now. The flag is now kind of in the way.
Yeah, it would be hard. Right, well, the flag is going to be here on e5. Yeah.
I imagine he's going to bring back the knight.
See, I was thinking maybe the range is going to be too expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think the knight.
Ranger, but I think the knight and then place it on the far left. Try to sneak in and get the spy master. Well, I don't know. The new pyre location is going to make it a little rough.
Could go the far right corner.
Yeah, we have
Would be a
also
good angle.
we have not yet seen the knight's trample,
Oh yeah, that's true.
which means he will be able to he has an infinite jump coming up to him. And no one got the card draw spot, so Giga does have the action advantage right now. But we also have not seen Jim's stolen plans from his spy master, which means he might be able to get a card draw. Yep, that's the boarding pyre pushing everything away.
Oh.
Yep, after it's resolved, everything next to the pyre gets pushed away one space. Ooh. A very simple pyre for round 3. Yeah. So I think you're right. I think he is going to bring back his knight. I think he needs that aggression. His general still has 10 damage left to take. He needs to go for the kill. Giga is pondering his options.
Yeah, I'd be really surprised if he buys a tactic.
The fact that he's even
be able to bring back a knight or soldier.
Yep, the fact that he's even thinking about it surprises me right now. That tells me he got something really good in his hand.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I would really love to see the general just get in there and whoop on the spy master, but I'm not so sure.
Yeah, it's a rough spot.
Dog.
His material disadvantage is just so brutal right now.
Yeah, definitely. All right, I'll be right back.
Sure.
All right.
Giga is still thinking.
Hmm.
I'm trying to think of what cards he might have in his hand that might be able to do a massive amount of damage. But none of them I can think of without bringing a unit back.
Yeah. It is, so he is in a rough spot without, the champion advantage, but his general does have 10 health still. And he's got 2 pyre tokens, so and to Jim's none. So he might just have to take a rough round and just play really defensive. The soldier might not actually be that bad of an option.
It's a good
just to
point.
try to hang on and try to get the pyre for this round.
Yeah, he could play the stalling game.
Yeah. But it's going to have to be played carefully. Either way, he's just in a rough spot. Because it would be even worse if he gets one of his units back and loses 2 again. It's going to be a real uphill battle.
I mean, if he brings one of his units back and loses 1 again.
Yeah.
And looks like he's wavering between the knight and the soldier, which I think I agree are the 2 most viable options.
There are his only options, the Rangers.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so yeah, he's not taking a tactic.
Okay, I think he's realized that he has a trample coming up based on the knight's position.
All right.
And again, he entered the round with 2 tactics. We don't know what tactics he has in his hand, so he might have something really.
All right, 1 second.
Yep. All right. Looks like Jim is buying 1 and bringing the Zealot back, which will spend all of his energy.
I am back.
All right, Jim bought 1 tactic and brought his Zealot back.
I think that warding pyre was really huge for Giga. Pushing away all of Jim's units.
I agree. He might be able to, like as you said, just stall the game out this round to try and get himself into position for next round.
Yeah. The knight might not want to walk right onto the initiative space initially. It might just want to wait for one of Jim's units to go up there, stun it, and do as much as it can.
Yeah, honestly, in Giga's position, I'd be more interested in that energy space on E7.
It might not even be bad for the knight to just sit there.
Yep.
And wait for one of Jim's units to try to take the initiative space, and it can run up and stun them.
That would let him bring back his soldier and buy another card next round if he hangs on this round.
But yeah, we'll see what Jim does with the all of his champions at his disposal.
Yeah, it's a scary army.
And they're all together, so the Zealot can empower pretty much any of them, almost.
Oh, he's opening with a tactic?
Okay, this is probably what he was thinking about.
Move out. So the general's going to get to move, and another friendly unit gets to move up to 2 spaces in one direction. An empowered move, 2 spaces in one direction. He's dropping it on the energy, and he is going to move the standard.
Interesting.
Okay. Is he hoping his general can just tank the damage? It's a bold move, knowing how much damage. You can do 10 damage in 1 round.
Yeah, especially with Zealot, Wizard, Life Leech, definitely with that team, and the Bear.
Yes. And Jim has 2 tactics at his disposal. But I think this was kind of basically trying to force Jim's hand. I think it's risky putting his general in that position, though.
Yeah. I see why he was going to put the flag in the previous position, because all of his units would be in the zone, but I'm not sure I see why. There's definitely a reason why he moved it over one, I'm not sure.
Jim is playing a move. That's not legal. There we go. Which is going to let him refresh his bear token. Yep.
This is good, I think, for Giga. He can go up and stun the bear.
Yep. Anything just to buy time at this point.
Yeah.
If he survives this round, I think he's back, he's back. He's solidly back in the game.
Oh, it might have been so that the knight has the ability to move diagonally past
The
the knight
pyre
and the pyre. Yeah.
could be. He could also
Makes
be setting
sense.
up a stun of the life leech with a trample.
Oh yeah.
Jim does have that stolen plans in hand, though, and he's in a perfect position to set it off right now. Well, actually, if he could do one more move, then he's in a perfect position to set it off, because then he can get the attack and the card draw. Oh, Giga's got his other lead. Super bold move.
No units in his zone, so he's
None in his zone. He doesn't get to actually trigger anything.
going for that.
That
That is yeah, bold is right.
Again, not knowing what he's got in his hand, that does not seem like the greatest move to me.
And we'll see how it goes. I'm
Right.
not sure what he's got planned here.
I don't know.
Just really crossing his fingers that Jim can't deal 10 damage.
I
Surrounded by all of the highest damaging units.
I don't know what he's thinking there. I can't wait for the post game discussion to find out what his plan is, or to see it come to life.
Yeah, the life leech, I guess, isn't. It's in a weird spot compared to where the general was.
Yeah, he's already done the burst, but he does still have a
next to the
burrow,
fire.
Possibly.
Oh yeah.
Again, it wouldn't do a tremendous amount of damage, but it would stun his leader, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and now Jim's just thinking, in what way do I want to hit the general?
Yeah.
I imagine he goes for anything else.
Or he's worried about what Giga is planning, because that on its face, it seems like a bad move. But
yeah.
But that last tactic, who knows?
Mm-hmm. And he just has to hang on for this one round.
So what I'm wondering is Giga baiting Jim to stay in place there, move his knight forward to g6, and then joust?
Oh?
Which would kill the Spy Master.
Oh, yeah.
The thing is, I don't know. I think a one step forward of the knight would probably tip Jim off. That is the only rationale I can see for that move. He's got Jim thinking. Jim's trying to. I'm sure Jim is trying to figure out what his plan is. Oh, let me get another tactic out. Ransack. I'm assuming he's going to go after the general. You have to. That's the only unit adjacent this time, my master.
The standard bearer has a damage on it, and the bear can take it out.
Can take what out?
The bear.
It only needs 2 more damage on it.
Oh, but Ransack, the unit has to be adjacent to the Spy Master.
Yeah, no, I mean,
okay.
Just in general, just for this round.
Oh, I see. Yes.
It's very close. But, yeah.
Standard Bearer has 1 damage. Yeah, 2 damage on the Standard Bearer would take it out. Okay, so he is discarding his inspiration. Yep. Jim is blocking any potential joust with the life leech. I have to think that's why he positioned the life leech there. Good question, Jim. Does the stun from the tactics card trigger the Spy Master innate? So the tactics card is stun one friendly Spy Master, place a friendly unit in the Spy Master zone, draw a card. And after a stun, so I'm going to say yes, because that's consistent with other rulings on other cards. So it's just going to be a 1 damage attack on the general from the life leech.
There it is. Maybe he wasn't sure. Oh no, he's going for it.
He's trampled, and he's going to stun the wizard.
No.
Is he rethinking?
Yeah, no, maybe.
I think he has realized he doesn't have. I'm willing to bet that he has trample in his hand. And he's trying to find the right positioning for the knight to pull it off, because that would win the game for him if he can get the right side, the right distance trample. Yeah, I don't see a position for it to let him pull it off. Now, he may be thinking he moves his knight there, gets to move his general once, and then pull the trample off next.
If he can just keep stunning and hanging on for the round, he's got the control points.
Yep. He's really agonizing over this. I'm guessing he's going to land it at G3. Or just put it in a completely off the board.
It's a safe spot.
Chip is saying that's not on the board.
Like, no, you get to pick one of these.
Yeah. It's close.
Come on, G3, G3.
Put it on G2.5.
I don't have any snap points there.
Alright. He's just got to toss a coin.
Yeah, see, I think he's... G2 doesn't do anything, and I don't think G4 really does anything. It wouldn't kill. It would kill the life leech, but he needs to go for the Spy Master at this point in time. Unless he could buy time by killing the life leech. Actually,
yeah, G4 is probably good because he has the option of life leech and also the shapeshifter.
Yep.
With the general's passive can.
But I see his G3. I like it, actually. Now, of course, we're talking as if he has a joust in his hand, which we don't know.
Yeah.
But I strongly suspect it.
Yeah, he's really thinking this through. He knows he's got. It's really. It all depends on how this goes these next few turns, because this really is the end of the road.
Yeah, and Jim still hasn't gotten the card draw from the stolen plans that we know is in his hand.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, G2.
Oh, G2, okay.
No, I thought that... Isn't that what you were suggesting before?
G4.
Oh, well, G2 opens up both...
No. Oh, no. That's so
Coil.
bad.
Stun the target. Well, it doesn't do any damage. The battle standard is still there.
Oh, okay. That's good.
But he gets a life. But he gets a life the leech token, which is brutal.
Yeah.
That would knock the standard bear off that control point by killing
Jim
it.
was so ready too. It was like immediately when his turn started.
Yeah. That was actually probably why he moved his life leech up there rather than to block a joust.
Yeah, you're just trying to rush him like it doesn't matter, man. You don't even know.
Maybe he's not anticipating. Maybe he's not anticipating the joust.
Oh yeah.
And again, he might not have a joust in his hand. It might be something else that Giga's planning.
Yeah.
But at this point in time, I wouldn't be opposed to an upset victory by Giga by pulling off that surprise joust, if that's what he has. Well, at this point in time, the leech attack would kill the standard bearer, which takes it. I mean, the battle standard's pretty much out of the equation anyway. So up to Giga now, and let's see what he does.
And it looks like Jim isn't going for the kill on the general. So far, at least. So I think Giga really should just try to go for control points.
Yeah, he has one tactic left, 3 cards. He's going to get a 4th card from the stolen plans, almost certainly.
Yeah.
Um,
I think if this next turn, Jim doesn't attack the general, Giga should certainly go for.
Nope.
Putting pressure on.
He just pinged the spy master. Oh, but Jim played that in a second. Oof.
Oh.
Just a sheer brutality. See, unfortunately, what I think Giga missed is that he could have activated somebody with the general when he attacked.
Yeah.
And honestly, if he had the joust, if he does have the joust, he could have moved the knight to F1. Well, that wouldn't be enough to kill the general, though. The spy master, I mean. It would just do. Oh, actually, it would. It would do 3 damage. That's all he needs. And now he can't do that. Yeah, because the general is the only leader that can activate other units with a move, jump, attack, or charge. Yep, there's the stolen plans.
He's discarding advance to play his tactic, I guess? Or, oh, that's stolen plans, right?
Why did Giga just discard advance?
Because he doesn't have. I guess he took the energy.
Oh, right. Forgot that's a thing now. No, Jim is
But
playing, for.
Jim has the pyre.
Yeah. Well, I will be right back. I gotta go to the restroom now.
And Jim discards for an energy also. Both of them saving their tactics. This will let both of them bring back a unit. Well, Jim doesn't need to bring back a unit. Giga can bring back a unit and buy a card. Or bring back 2 units, actually. Jim has to choose first because he has the initiative and he's pondering his options. Take it back. It looks like Jim has bought 2 cards, and now it's Giga's choice, Giga's decision.
Okay. Yeah, I think he just buys back the Ranger, puts it right where he just pinged, and gets 2 damage. And the Spymaster's got 1 health. I think this is looking really good for Giga. It's definitely a tightrope with his options, but He's so close.
I'm sorry. I just realized I've been muted for quite a while.
Oh. I just got so I recently just started commissioning some artists to do alternate art for my monsters, and I just got one of them sent to me, and I love it.
Oh, that's great.
For Chomp. Yeah.
It's a post. Are you posting it on your channel?
Yes, I will. Not yet, but I'll send it to you. I
Yeah.
don't know how I want to go about showing
Oof.
everyone, but we'll get there.
Talon Strike, which lets him move
Okay, so I
anywhere.
thought that the soldier
Smack the soldier, and he's going to ready bear form. And he used his token for that.
Oh. Hmm.
Oh, and it's stealth. That's right. And it does also stealth.
Yeah.
It's a shapeshifter. It is a potent card. So what I was saying while muted was that if Giga had initiative, I would definitely have agreed with you to drop the Ranger and ping the Spymaster for 2, which would put tremendous pressure on Jim. Okay. Okay. And interesting move. It's not empowered, so he's not going to get to drop a banner. Shift for a slightly better perspective. Oops, stunning the standard bearer with his Spymaster.
Ooh, and the Spymaster getting in a good position away from all the Giga stuff. That's good.
Yep.
And the Zealot and Wizard still just sitting there waiting. That's just scary to see. And all of Giga stuff is so close together.
Yep, that B5 square is somewhere you don't want to be right now.
Oh
Is it possible? Trying to think if Giga has drawn a whole new hand. He could have trample back in his hand again. He's been through his deck, so if he does have trample, get that knight to A2. He is then prepared for the kill, depending on what his tactic is. I'm still betting on the joust. Jim's still pondering his options. Okay, Jim plays. Maneuver was just an attack. Bear form knocks out the soldier.
He could still just go for the pyre.
He could.
But Jim really is just putting on so much pressure.
Okay, he's getting a lead out here. Hopefully he can make something happen with it. Okay.
Yeah, interesting.
Once again, a lead that does... Oh, it does activate his standard bearer. Is he looking to do some blocking with the battle standard? Ah! Okay. Blocking... well, no, actually, tokens don't block line of sight, so... the wizard can still shoot. So maybe he just realized that and is reconsidering.
Oh, yeah.
I think he has a joust and a trample. He's setting it up so the spy master has nowhere to go.
Oh, yeah.
He's very intentionally blocking him in.
Either way, if the general just gets one attack next turn, the standard bearer can activate and attack it as well. Just needs the 2 more damage.
That's right. Jim has seen his way through that trap.
Oh, and he's so close. The knight is almost in line for a general. And he gets
I
the stun,
cannot
too.
wait
That's
to find out what tactic Gig has been holding on to. He's got a really effective general going hunt on right now. He might be able to pull the Pyre victory off just by pressuring Jim. Although it looks like no one has any control points right now. Okay, grab it point. There you go. Jim can't afford to stay there. Those extra cards are going to come in really handy, though, for him. What's he got? Maul. 2 damage, push and stun the attacked unit. Oof. Takes out the standard bearer with the Maul.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Jim really snowballing that hero advantage.
Absolutely, and he's really chaining the shapeshifter really nicely. He moves his general, but he cannot leverage any attacks out of it. Everything is so out of position right now. I honestly don't see how. Well, honestly, Jim's got 2 cards left. Giga has 2 control points. He's going to have to. Okay, so he goes there. He doesn't get the attack because there's nothing to attack. Is this going to go into another round, a round 5? This goes into round 5.
Oh, man.
But Giga has both energy spots, which is going to be huge.
Well, he's going to need it to buy back
Anything.
expensive units.
Wow. Just wow. I mean, tremendous game so far.
Yeah, I really thought it was over in the last round, and I think Jim's got it now instead. I thought Giga had it, but I guess we'll see. Again, the Spy Master is so close, just 2 more damage. If he can buy back a unit at the Spy Master, hit it with the general, and the unit hits it, that's game.
Yeah. And again, another situation where if he had initiative, it would be absolutely game.
Yeah. But he's just got to move the Spy Master, and I mean, he kind of has to. So.
Did Giga take 4 energy as he was supposed to? Oh, there we go. Because he needs that. He still is holding on to 1 tactic card for dear life. Every one of his units is going to cost 3. He can bring 1 back and buy a tactic. You know, I would not rule Giga out at this point. He just needs 1 damage on the Spy Master. The right tactic can do it.
Yeah.
And he can bring back any one of his units and buy a tactic.
Yeah, it all depends on where Jim moves the Spy Master, and if Giga can follow up. He's got, what is it, bear form right now, or is that wolf? That's wolf.
That's wolf form.
Okay. Wolf and the leech to pressure whoever comes out. And wizard if they try to chase.
Just so... Really? I was going to say, I don't get the logic of that at all.
And yeah, this is so. I was looking at that as a good place to bring back the ranger, but it's just so scary being right next to the leech.
Leech has no tokens, and he's used his two scariest cards.
Okay.
Um,
Well then, yeah, I guess the wolf is the only danger. And the leech together. Well, I don't know. Either way, the Spymaster's in trouble.
yeah. I mean, if he has, for example, Rain of Arrows,
yeah,
that would do it. All depends on Jim's first move.
he's definitely
Rain of
taking more
Arrows.
time than he did last round, so he might have something.
Yeah, because he's seen 13 of his 15 cards.
Yeah.
My gosh, this is definitely one of the most intense games I've seen in a long time. I know a lot of people would not be sorry to see Jim start the tournament off with a loss.
But he can still walk away with it as long as if he takes out that ranger and keeps the general stunned and the Spymaster away, he only has to worry about a joust.
Yep. Even one damage on that Spymaster, that was enough to really put him in a perilous position.
Yeah.
I mean, Giga clearly has to go for the general kill now. He just doesn't have the material to go for the pyre.
Yeah.
But I have to say, I think he played last round really nicely. Okay, and he's going to stolen plans. He's going to stun the ranger, of course, and then the leech is going to attack it.
Gets in stealth position.
Yep, but he does not. I
think he means stun.
There we go.
Yeah, and that Jim's clearly worried. He gave up the card draw that he could have gotten from stolen plans. By not being in the general zone.
Yeah, Jim definitely knowing the ranger is the key to this.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, at this point in time, Giga's got to be sweating. Like, it's just so close. He just needs just the right position. And while Jim has a lot of material, so much of it's out of position. The wizard and the zealot are not in any position to help him. All right, what do we got here? Oh, bringing the knight up. He's tightening the noose. I think he's just going to force Jim to keep running.
Yeah, the knight with full health is
Yeah.
something. That's definitely a pretty good sign for Giga.
Absolutely. And now Jim has to worry about, even if he can stun again, who does he stun? Does he stun the knight or does he stun the ranger?
Yeah.
And the idea and the risk of having your Spy Master stunned by the knight is huge. What's he got? Ambush. Well, that is going to be goodbye to the Ranger, it looks like.
The knight and the general being so far away from each other is very unfortunate.
Yes. Oh, look at that. Just a little insult to injury.
Right.
This is when Jim doesn't want to get cocky.
Yeah, he's still got to be careful. It's definitely in his favor, but the knight is still really scary.
Just one good attack. What's he got? Basic maneuver. All right, yeah, if he can set up getting his knight in position, like you said, if a lead card would do it, actually.
Yeah, if they're, you might be trying to move the knight and the general together.
Yep. And again, he's been through his deck, so he could have, if he has 2 lead cards in his hand, someone's pointing at the knight. I'm not sure what they're trying to say right now. If Giga has any amazing tactics in his hand for his knight, harass would do it, I think. Maybe. Not quite, actually. Another tactic. Jim is really just not taking any chances. Lunge. Oof.
Target? Oh, yeah.
He's going to
stun the knight or the...
Stun the knight, yep.
Yeah.
And the shapeshifter can move, and then he gets to ready hawk form.
So then I guess Giga has to take this turn to just position the general, but get it as close to the center, I think, as possible to have a wide zone.
I mean, Jim has played 7, and has played 6 tactics so far.
Yep, that's good.
There we go. Probably, I'm guessing the diagonal.
Yeah, now unfortunately the knight is stunned, so I can't get that innate, but he might.
That's true. He doesn't need to be in the zone now. He needs to be in the zone next turn.
Yeah, it wouldn't be bad if you went right next to the Spy Master, because I mean, the center stage would be good to have a big area for his zone, but if he's also just right next to the Spy Master, I mean, that's the goal anyway. But we'll see.
The challenge he's going to have with the Spy Master can just alternate stunning the general and the knight, so he really is not going to be able to. If Jim plays well, he's not going to be able to really do the activation.
Yeah. And I can't imagine he can contest the Spire this round with only one hero.
No, he's just going to keep doing this. He's already got a shapeshifter on the flag, which is going to be another pyre point for him. Oof.
Joust?
I, I don't think he even can joust because he's got nowhere to move to.
Oh, I thought it was jump over. I was thinking
No,
of
joust is a move. It's not a jump.
trample. Yeah.
Jim and I were joking that we could make it a jump to resolve some possible conflicts down the road, but that would be way too powerful. Yep. But Jim is not going to take it this round. Not the game. See, but if I were Giga, I would grab that initiative space. If Jim does not take initiative when he has a chance, he's foolish. Although, who can Giga bring back? Honestly. Oh my god, his range is at 4. He could bring back his knight. Oh, his knight's not dead.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, if Jim takes it, Giga certainly has nothing to be ashamed of with this performance.
Yeah, he's really done all he can. He can fake out pressuring the Spymaster and still just go for Pyre. But again, with the difference in units left, it's that's just going to be, no matter what he goes for, it's really tough.
Yeah, he's got to go for the surprise kill. I'm a little confused. I feel like either the general or the knight should be stunned right now. I feel like I feel like the knight got unstunned too soon, or the general should have been stunned after the Spymaster moved.
Yeah, let him know in the chat so Giga doesn't try something he can't do, I guess.
Here we go. Harry. Push and stun adjacent. I meant Harry earlier instead of harassed. Oh. So he's going to have to move and then attack, and then after the attack, he can push and stun an adjacent unit and then make an additional move.
Oh, okay.
So he can move down to that initiative point, push the shapeshifter off of it, and then move and take the the flag space.
That's good, yeah.
That is amazing.
No way. Oh, that's so good. That's so good.
And he's got one more move after this.
Yeah. Wow.
What surprised me, I don't think he had a choice, actually. Oh, nice.
Of course.
Inspiration.
In place for so long, waiting to do something, and this is like the best thing he could have done was contesting that. There's no way.
And what do we got? Advance for an energy. Nobody wins the pyre.
Damn.
Holy cow.
That was so close. That is so
I mean, great moves from both of them.
If he chose the other pyre space It couldn't have taken it.
Yes, he could have jumped over the wizard. The wizard could have taken the flag.
Wizard.
Because the wizard was in the card draw space.
Oh, man.
So we're going into round 6.
Yeah.
And that discard was good. He can bring someone back now. Oh. Okay.
A lot of opportunities for higher points here.
Oh, yes.
But
And it's another warding pyre.
Yeah, oh, okay. Jim's units are all pretty close, though. They're all in a good area together and on Giga's side of the board.
Well, Giga can afford one pyre loss.
Yeah.
Oh, he's taken the this is where the pyre's going to be token as a pyre token.
No, but nobody won the pyre last round, right?
No, I don't think so.
Right, I think he's just setting it aside to put the new...
Oh, okay.
Just double checking. Okay, yes, he was just holding on to that. Wow. I have to say, after this performance, whatever happens, I think Giga is going to be a force to reckon with in this game. Who's he bringing back? I would say Soldier, probably. Knight's too far back for the standard bear to probably affect it. Although maybe if he brings the standard forward. But I think he wants the durability to hold pyre points, the control points.
Yeah.
So we are already at 2 hours now.
Yeah.
All the other games have been just over an hour.
Yeah, this has been a good one too. I didn't know. I did not think we would get through that last round.
I didn't either.
That was something.
You know, if I find out that Giga had a joust in his hand when he forgot to activate his knight, that's going to sting. Although I think Jim actually moved his Spy Master right after that. I don't think he would have been able to pull it off anyway. Get a slightly different angle here. This is... Yeah, Jim is starting in a strong position in this one. I agree. This pyre really advantages him. Although it's hard to imagine a pyre that wouldn't with his material advantage. Oh, but look at his knight's position. keeping a tactic card.
Okay.
He is going for it. Another time I get, oh my gosh, it's just the number of times that initiative would have made the game for Giga. If we think he has the joust would do it. But he drew something else. Had to be a knight. Oh, or their general. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jim
the
is
general's done.
Jim is not falling for that nonsense.
No. I wonder what tactic card he bought. I assume it's for the knight, and that this was a very disappointing turn, but no way of knowing.
Well, if we assume he has the joust, and he's already played Harry. This is when I dive into my Google Drive. There is the trample, right? Yep.
Yeah, there's hope.
All right, I'm pulling up all the list of cards to see what the knight's third tactic is. Impale.
And the wizard being stunned is actually very good.
Yeah.
With the knight's current position and being right next to the zealot.
Impale would let him attack any unit at a range of 2, ignoring line of sight for 2 damage.
That's pretty big.
That is pretty big. That's all he needs to kill.
Around. Yeah. What is this? Yeah. Done. Okay. Oh.
Nice. Okay, Jim is just saying, to heck with it, I'm going for the pyre win.
Because it's really just been so close for Giga, and Jim just keeps managing to avoid having the Spymaster in position for those last 2 hits.
Yeah, Jim's positional game is
good job.
His positional game is very strong. Okay. Just getting his general into position. His knight is going to have to be unstunned after Jim's next turn.
And I'd say it's safe to assume the Spymaster is about to move somewhere.
Maybe not. It depends on how much of the cards Jim remembers. At this point in time, he's got 4 points on the pyre.
Oh, yeah.
It's unlikely that Giga can get 4 points right now, given this position. So he may just move other units, because honestly, where his Spymaster is well, because if he doesn't move the Spymaster, something's going to unstun.
And if the knight can get an empowered attack on the Spymaster, that works as well.
Well, that's amazing.
To stun it, yeah. I mean, that would do it, right? Unless somehow Jim manages to take out the knight, which I don't see happening, but with how Jim's been playing,
Yep.
Yeah, there we go.
Solid move. Okay. He has Impale. For sure. Oh. Huh? How did he move it twice? I think he thought he played a lead. unless it's a mind game. Because Impale would win him the game right now, but there's no way Jim is not going to. Oh, he meant to play a lead.
Okay.
Right, the knight was there.
Yeah.
They're retconning a bit.
The night should be over. Oh no, that's where it's moving now.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. And then he can attack the general for 1, the spy master for 1. Again, just a reminder that the knight's ability is after a move, it can attack in the direction of movement. Burrow. Ooh.
Is that a stun?
I don't think so. 2 damage plus 1 per leech hook, so that's 3 damage on the knight. That is not enough to kill it, is it?
That's the last
hit on the spy master, right? That's it.
Whoa.
He didn't move the spy master, so Knight was able to finish it off. Nice.
Wow. It's amazing.
Finally. Yeah, that was something. Jim did incredibly well for being that close to death for so long.
Yes.
And Giga really just powering through it.
All right.
Turn after turn.
Let's hop over to their channel before they leave.
Yeah.
Hi.
Holy cow.
Yeah, I knew you were probably like salivating while casting this, weren't you?
That was honestly, I mean, we were saying regardless of who won, this was an amazing game.
Yeah, it was a very good game. He played well.
Okay, Giga. I've been telling Sean what card I think you've been holding in your tactics deck. What of the 2 cards, the one that you had for a while, what card was that?
Rain of Arrows.
Oh, I was betting on Joust.
Joust is a lot.
If he had Joust, that would have been dead ages ago.
Well, we were waiting for a time we could play it, and we didn't see the opening.
So when there was, remember there was one that was like Knight, Ranger, Spy Master, or something like that. It was like I was trying to figure out how he could possibly escape without getting off one of Harry or Rain of Arrows. And then he had a jump tactic, which let him escape my Harry. And while killing my Ranger, and I was so sad about it.
All right, and what's your other tactic? I'm guessing Impale.
To me, actually, because
solid.
Because I like the idea of the extra maneuverability plus attack that granted me.
Yep, and if you could have stunned his spy master, that would have been a bonus.
Right.
Okay. Wow. I mean, the whole time, Sean and I were saying, it looks like it's in Jim's advantage, but Giga has an opening. He has a very narrow opening if he can just take it, and...
Yeah, the unit advantage was so rough. And then seeing the Spy Master constantly just dance around and stun and just barely get away every turn.
Yeah, so him jumping over with the trample, that was pretty key. If he wasn't able to get to me there, I think I would have been able to hold him off.
I would agree with that, yes.
I had such a unit advantage here, and I had the cards to move on to the flag spaces, that if he didn't kill me this turn, I almost certainly would have won the Spire.
Oh, yes.
Being able to get in there was pretty key, because he only had 2 units. I don't know how it was. He managed to tie me with like 2 units left.
I have no idea. You played such a brutal attrition game.
Yeah.
Which we know you like.
Yeah.
It's Giga's ability to hang on in spite of just how I mean, look at this. I mean, 3 recruit cost, 4 recruit cost, 2 recruit cost, 3 recruit cost. Brutal. Brutal.
Yeah.
And you only lost 2 units the entire game.
Yep.
3 units counting the Spy Master.
Amazing. True. Although I said the other exchange that Sean and I loved was when Giga played Harry, to knock your shapeshifter off of the control point. And then you played Inspiration to move your wizard onto the other control point.
Yeah. I had Inspiration ready for that. I thought he might try to go for it, but I had to make sure to tie. But yeah, he had a pretty significant advantage with the 2 Pyre tokens, plus I was almost dead. So it wasn't like, oh, if I can hang on for 1 more round, I can win. It's like, no, I had to hang on for a lot of rounds in order to win. So even though he had a pretty big material disadvantage, he still had, I would say, a pretty significant out there.
Especially because the general still has a ton of health.
Yeah. I mean, that's
that's the thing, is I couldn't focus him down. I had to try to keep winning the Pyre to prevent him from winning the Pyre, so...
Yeah, I mean, this was the round that, if he did not kill you, there was no way he was going to win the Pyre. So Giga, it was just... the whole time, we were just watching in amazement. It seemed like Jim had the advantage, but you just were so able to keep the pressure on his Spy Master nonstop.
Mm-hmm. Who started that game? It was you, right?
That was draining.
Or was it Black?
Oh my gosh. It was tremendous to watch.
It was like a 2-hour game.
That was a 2-hour, 6-round game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. And as I was saying to Sean, I don't think anyone's going to be unhappy to see Jim start the tournament with a loss.
Yeah, fuck you too, Jeff.
Ironically, I've written this week off as a loss.
Well, there you go. Never count yourself out. It's okay.
Yeah.
I can still go 9-1. There's always a possibility.
Yeah, there's 9 more games for each player in the tournament, so...
Yep.
Okay, well, that was, again, a fantastic game. Giga, congratulations. I was rooting for you.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you.
I expect Jeff to root for all of my opponents.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
Only natural. I get general kill, 6 rounds. White 1 token, black 2 tokens. White 10 damage. Black general 3 damage taken.
Yep. Oh, thank you for filling out the form.
Yeah, comments. Holy shit.
There was one question we had a while ago. It was about an ordering thing.
Yeah,
okay.
So if you charge in the standard zone, does the star apply in the initial square or the square you move to?
Yes, that is an excellent question. So you're enacting the order on the square you start. No, you're enacting. Oh God, I had the answer to this question and I thought my way through it and I felt confident in my answer and now I'm trying to remember what it was.
My guess is it's the space before you move because that is the point at which the charge begins.
Yes, you're actually initiating the action from your starting space.
Okay.
So if you're in the zone when you start the action, you're empowered because that's when you actually activate the action. Thank you, Giga. That was my thinking.
So even if you move away from the standard, you can still get your star.
Correct.
Off.
But that means if you move into the standard, you don't.
You don't, right? Okay. Interesting.
Also, regarding the standard, we were treating the standard as blocking movement, but not line.
That's correct. Yes, that is the standard rule for tokens.
Tokens block movement, but not line of sight, but figures block line of sight.
Yes, as stated in the rules.
And what would have happened if the Pyre moved on to the standard?
So if the Pyre moves onto a token, and this is not in the rules, and I need to add it in, if the Pyre moves onto a token, the token is going to be destroyed.
Okay.
But I feel it's reasonable because, again, you know where the Pyre is going to go.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
it's also not super hard to replace the standard.
Right.
So
might matter more for like the bunker or something, but yeah.
So speaking of the standard, what was both of your feelings on the battle standard? Again, this is one of the newer units. I think the standard bearer is pretty potent.
Yeah, the standard bearer was like kind of hard carrying him in the first couple of rounds. It was the source of a lot of damage. Like so the standard bearer, I would say that the standard bearer plus harass single-handedly won him the game because was it harass?
Yes.
He was able to do so much damage at once. Like, that was such an efficient card.
I mean, do you think it won him the game, though? Because, again, you didn't really lose units. Except 2.
Oh, right, wait, was that the one... How was he dealing damage to my leader initially?
That was empowered attacks. That was the Ranger was inside the standard zone and the leader activated.
Ah, I see. Okay, so yeah, that combo is pretty brutal.
Yeah, the Ranger Standard Bearer, I think, is one of the more powerful combinations. I'm keeping my eye on the Standard Bearer, and I want to see if he overperforms in the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it helps the Standard Bearers. We were actually talking about that earlier. The life leech is not squishy, and it makes me a little uncomfortable. How hard it is to kill the life leech and also the shapeshifter as well.
I mean, he has 4 health.
The shapeshifter is hard.
So the reason he was bringing that up before because I was able to burst and get 3 life leech tokens, and I was able to just attack for 3. So like normally, it is a powerful card if you can get it to work, but it's very situational. I actually did have the opportunity to burst on turn 1 there, but I decided against it because I didn't just want my life leech to die. But, I was waiting for a better opportunity, but yeah. So it's like it kind of takes 3 actions to get +2 damage. So it's like you have to attack to get the token, attack to get the token, and then attack to spend the tokens. So I mean, it feels fine to me, but
yeah,
it's kind of like each additional attack you do with the life leech gains an additional like 2/3 of damage in some sense because it takes 3 attacks to get +2 damage versus the ranger just gets +1 every time, but it's situational. If you can hit it, the ranger can get +1 every time. So.
Right.
Sort of a trade-off there.
Right, and then the burst, of course, the more leech tokens you get, that means the more enemy units you're next to.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely a risk versus reward situation where the payoff could be very high, but you are putting a tremendous risk by dropping your life leech in that position.
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely agree. Keep an eye on the standard. Definitely does not need a buff. Doesn't even need a health buff. That 3 is the right amount of health for that unit. It could be also partially that it's the combination of the standard and the ranger and the general.
Yep.
Because there aren't, other than, it's like the standard bearer and the spy master, I don't think would be all that great. Because of how the spy master activates stuff.
Yes, the spy master does not activate anywhere nearly as reliably as the general.
Mm-hmm.
No one does.
Well, even the high priest, though, is more. I think would make it more use out of the standard than the spy master would.
I would definitely agree. Yes, I agree.
It's so standard plus rangers as it is standard plus general.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So again, that's the unit I'm probably looking at the most for the tournament because I think it has the potential to be a little bit overpowered, but I'm not sure right now, and whether it just might be a strategic thing where with the standard bearers on the board, it's a threat. You got to kill him, and that's why I do have him only at 3 life.
Mm-hmm.
So taking him out he can be one-shotted by a number of units.
Yeah.
And he's pretty weak by himself. He doesn't really do much. And late game, like, I mean, as you saw, Giga, I saw a couple times you were thinking about bringing him back, but you were like, well, what's he going to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think buying the tactics was definitely right for you there, because ultimately you weren't going to win the Pyre again, so you needed to kill me in 2 rounds, which you did, so good game.
Yeah. All right, well, thanks both for playing and letting us stream. I can't complain. This is the inaugural tournament stream, and I think other games have a lot to live up to after this one.
Yeah. He's gonna be really disappointed when all my games aren't like 6-round epics. Next time in round whatever, when I face him and I kill Giga in round 3, it's gonna be like, oh, well that sucked.
Oh, we're not streaming any more of your games, Jim. This is it.
Yeah, this is it. This is the last one. Yeah, this is actually round 10 of the tournament. I actually won the first 9 games off stream.
All right. Well, the stream has been going on for almost 2.5 hours now. So thanks again. A fantastic game, and all right, you guys have a good night, and good luck in the future games in the tournament.
Yep.
And Sean, thank you so much for co-hosting it. It was great. I hope you should both listen to it.
I definitely will.
Okay. Bye.